All right. Hello. Hope you guys are doing well. This is the start of first of a series live streaming to be able to build, prototype, and develop different types of projects. The first one is something called HIIE. I've been building this for the last 3 months in a larger community, and this is the first time I'll just be recording myself, creating it, seeing where it goes, really. And yeah. I guess a little bit of a background for this project is it started maybe November or December as of last year. It was an idea that we've had, me and a few other people have had for a while, and it turned out pretty good. Started to grow a little bit of a community, growing a following, did some crypto related stuff with it, and now I'm just building it privately. This is hopefully an ongoing process, hopefully an ongoing stream. Um, Regardless of what it is, I am working from Arthur Labs, a rapid prototyping agency, and we'll be developing a system and structure to create projects daily. Um, Different types of projects, whether they're socially impactful, whether they're solving a specific problem, whether they're a system, whether they're for clients, kind of whatever. Um, I wanted to build a tool and a system that allows for me to build on demand, and do stuff that I love to do, build stuff that I love to build. I think that this is a platform that can make it happen. So bear with me. I'll be learning a lot along this way and seeing how I can make this stuff better. Um, but yeah, hope you guys all had a good day, good morning so far. And yeah, I guess I can just begin whenever. Yeah, okay, first thing I would want to do is try to showcase a bit more about the project itself so I can get some cleaner ideas. All right, if you guys are interested, you can always go to hi.arthurlabs.net. Um, a Again, hardware innovations intelligence engine. This is the main website, but I'm starting to build it locally so that I can start to use my own AI models, use my own structure, and build a more effective pipeline myself or internally. Um, there's a few foundational things I'd like to resolve, such as the pricing models, such as the tools and generation system itself, as well as start to showcase and test and create proper projects. Um, yeah, let's see if this works because I spent the last few days building this. Boom, not working. Yeah, go figure. Yeah. Well, I'm working on a remarkable, so I'll get it later. But yeah, essentially, there is a few different processes inside of this tool. I think I can just go here. Oh yeah, the pop-up one. Meh, not a big deal. Mm, all right, cool. Boom, boom. Yeah, so this is the interface itself, or the workflow operating system. Um, I'll be honest, an issue that I've had for a long time was I built this out without the expectation or reliance or understanding of the clients or the prospects. But now that I'm starting to build this and get a little bit more of an audience, I'm seeing a bit more clarity on how I want this to turn out. Um, to start, I can show you guys all this good stuff. So you're provided a canvas to where you can see all your documents. You can build a website if you wanted. You can build kind of design files. Boom. You can, as much as I hate AI, I feel like you could use it to innovate quite some cool stuff. You'll see that you have some generated outcomes of the product itself. And for this, it's a lot easier to visualize than it is to describe, but it's a heat thermal USB stick. You plug it into your phone, you get a little heat camera detector, and all that good stuff. here you are provided a dedicated page for the direction. Um, there's some small things such as this that I'll work on. Direction needs caching consistency. But yeah, you are given a direction narrative and direction flow. Let's see how bad or how horrible it is on the local environment, considering this is all using my own subscription. Here, I can probably do this actually. Yeah, you can sign in whether through Solana wallets or through email. Up to you guys. I don't know. Sign. Yeah, you can connect your wallet, create a project. You can kind of call it whatever. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. My bad. So, for instance, you can see a random project. You can start with a random project idea, get it going, answer a bunch of questions. What's the purpose? Connectivity, autonomy. You can go through a pretty much a 21 question game. There's only 11 questions at a time, really, but you go through this 21 question narrative to understand and better get a cleaner direction as to where you want to go and where you want to build. Um, It'll then create a live preview of where the education path will go. So to start, it'll show you it'll show you what to understand on the concept and requirements. But then it'll show you the power system feasibility and design. Huge thing that I think is a huge issue I foresee is the direction. Direction. Yeah, the direction needs like readable subjects because I mean a lot of this stuff doesn't really matter. Initiate idea, customer needs. Yeah, that's obvious. Um, get the power sources. Like, okay, yeah, adds up, but whatever. Now you can log in, register, connect. You can check this out right here. Sign in through your wallet. Go through it. Go through the workflow operating system. Automatically go to your project that's being built. You get the same direction. Cool. And then the canvas starts to get built out for you, as you can see right here. You see all your files, storage. You can go to the design, build out your schematics, whatever you want. You can go through your workflows to create an automatic workflow. Yeah, this one's a good starting point. How we should start. Camellia, or the AI agent, will go through the process of understanding what to do now, where to go, and all that cool stuff. Recommending plan, creating a document. She created the file. It's kind of weird, saying AI is a woman or he or they. I don't know. Yes, close. You get the understanding, the assessment. You get the miscellaneous. Okay, I see more documents being made, but I don't know where to begin. Yeah, I guess we could start with how to begin. We get a project planning document. It showcases the ordered and prioritized plan, then goes into the developing a prototype itself. It then goes to the pilot testing as well. Here, I'm gonna just check some things on my side. Just making sure I'm doing everything appropriately. Yeah, there you go. All right, cool. I'm gonna share this around real quick. I feel like so over the last few days, I've been working on creating a system for the live streaming. That's why I'm being able to post onto 3 different platforms now: YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and so I'm just checking it all. I've also set up a multi-channel community conversation stream, so I can understand who is chatting from where. The labels. Someone on YouTube is responding to someone on Twitch and all that, so I can see the collective audience. All that good stuff. But yeah. So yeah, you go through the project planning document itself. You understand the pilot testing, the analyzed costs, the established communication, all that good stuff. You get more documents. You see your storage files. You can answer some questions. What material should the logo be printed on? Let's go with waterproof adhesive. Yeah, one or the other, or all of it, doesn't really matter. Which color scheme should the logo use to convey? I think black and yellow. What features should be highlighted? Real-time tampering, of course. And the goal here is to be able to not just invent the product through this little multiple choice formula, but further be able to create a website, create the systems and documents that you need so that it can be fully generated. It's a little tough. Yeah, it's a little tough to get it all generated, and it's a little expensive running it on public models on a website. So that's why I'm always proposing the idea of using the actual desktop application. The goal here is that you can see everything live. You can use your own API keys or subscription accounts, Claude, Sonnet, Fable, whatever you want to use. And you can go through this entire process without having to pay for a subscription. So this isn't open source as of yet. We're trying to figure out what we want to do. Another part is the website building tool. Let's see if this works, just for the fun of it. Should work. Boom, 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 boom. Open the studio, empty canvas, build your brief. Yeah, let's see if this works. Okay, let's try that. Okay, that's not working. So I'll get that changed throughout, I guess, this live stream or eventually. But yeah, then you have all the workflows that you need to see. You can set up the triggers and see when you want to set it. So manual, schedule, or webhook. That can be done through an API. That can be done through all this cool stuff. You also have the external connections. So add whatever you want to add. eBay. Let's see. eBay. Shopify. Yeah, you can add your Shopify, Facebook, if you wanted to. So you can create posts, create content. And then you could also register your business, launch a token if you wanted, do all this good stuff. You could legalize in Wyoming. We have a partnership with Registered Agentics in Wyoming, so it's pretty cool. And then yeah, you can see your conversation history. You can share some feedback if you hate me, go for it. Well, I think what am I trying to say? If you see any issues, be mean about it. I want to be able to improve this system. I wouldn't say it publicly to grade me or anything, but throw some smack into that, and I'll be able to make some good changes. Yeah, and then you can also edit your permissions, auto approve. Yeah, for us, we'll do that. We're dangerous boys. You can see your usage. You can see all the little stats, context if you want to add anything, general, billing credits. We're working on a system right now to be able to optimize for the software side, considering Claude is great software and IDE, and we have the actual canvas structure to create the hardware, we also want to do the software. And I think a big problem is that we are trying to do everything at once, and in turn can do nothing individually exceptionally well. So that's something I would need to work on over time, which is to remove and add features. But anyways, you can create custom pages or sections. You can do what you want in this location, create a chart. Let's try this. Inside of fee section, create a trading chart as an example. Visualize it. And this will run in the background too, so you don't have to stay here. What? It's not being built? It's crazy. I think a big part of all this too is the ability to have and maintain multiple projects at once. That's why I've wanted to set this up so that you have agents being able to be communicated. You should be able to start running multiple businesses over time, and I think this is the ideal workflow or operating system that I would personally use, especially if I was selling something hardware related. I think that's the direction I'll be going for a while. So once I start to validate, resolve some small issues, and then start to build out the projects myself, I will then proceed and pursue the idea of running multiple projects on multiple different platforms. And again, because I'm using a local system, it's very much more effective. So it's much more cost effective to run and maintain all this good stuff. Give me 1 second, sorry. Yeah, cool. Let's try this. No. Yeah, here you can see all the little shaft and stuff. That's me, shockingly. I'll do this. Yeah, that is kind of where it's at so far. Oh, a big thing I forgot to show you is the CAD design studio itself. Let's do CAD. So we played it a bit dirty, and we pretty much cloned or public sourced their zoo.dev's IDE entirely, and so we're pretty much we pretty much replicated their actual code in the IDE environment and then removed the payment and account subscription sides. So each time is a new instance itself. So this one already invented previously, so it won't go through. But if we wanted to create another project, we could do so here. Just a little fun fact for you guys. That's Studio. A big thing I wanted to do was work on turning this into convert into a more of an eBay approach. Sorry, not eBay, e-commerce and manufacturing system. Because if I can validate and test products that might sell using this system, then we can create an engine to identify what is trending, what is selling good, and what is not. And then through this, we can detect what is profitable, what is not profitable, and then we can invest resources more appropriately into better systems. So that is a side effect or a mutually beneficial effect of this system, is that we can quickly ideate and validate project ideas, see if it would sell, and then if it does sell, start to turn those into the real inventions or throughput of the system as a whole. So we can validate the engine by being able to validate the ideas individualistically. And then from there, we start to form more of a drop shipping approach first until we can afford to build this as a manufacturing facility or in-house. And I think that is a huge part or a huge benefit to this system. yeah, I guess I'd be curious to just start working on some stuff now. Um, that's pretty much the full intro. I foresee this being a very long-running project or a long-running game, and therefore I'm not really in a rush to do anything in terms of live streaming. But we'll make it happen. So I'm gonna listen to my music on my headphones, start doing some jazz, start fucking building. Um, Again, I wish I could show you guys, but I have a remarkable tablet. I'm gonna do some work on this. I wish I could show you. Here, I bet you I could do this. Boom. Yes, this. I was trying to set up a remarkable strategy right here so that I can um, live stream my thinking. But in fact, I could probably do that right now, actually. Let's try this. CD desktop. Yeah. Yeah, right now I'm trying to set up the remarkable structure right here, and I'm trying to work on a conversion strategy. So once I can showcase the remarkable tablet, I'll go a little bit over about what I'm looking to create for um, the HIIE creation side itself. Good. I'm thinking of doing a system like this so that you can go to HIIE. When you first start and connect, you'll go through a project creation process. Oh yeah, look, the CADs are done too. Okay, allegedly done. These are horrible. What a shit show. Yeah, so you can see the CADs, all that stuff. It's kind of frustrating though, only getting a little bit of circles and cubes and rectangles and look at that little yellow, little boxes in the center. The solution here was, again, locally, it was to be able to use something called zoo.dev. And in order to use zoo effectively, there's you need a long API string connection. And since the infrastructure we've set up is based on Vercel, we only get 3 minutes or 3 to 15 minutes of API connection point time, which is not sufficient enough for the communication back and forth from Zoo. So my second opinion on that one was to be able to do more of a WebSocket approach, but that also doesn't happen well in Vercel. And so the best option I found after twiddling around with this for weeks, if not months, well, actually, yeah, close to a couple months now, was to be able to just use a localized version. Um, okay, I turned it off, but if you run zoo.dev locally with your own browser environment using your own AI subscriptions, you don't have to, um, yeah, you don't have to have any issues with that, you know. You get a 30-minute like API runway with ease. So, one thing needed from you is say while streaming, select the remarkable screen. Oh, duh. Refresh. Properties. It's all on my own. I was glad to be alone to love gaming. Alright, I need to find a way to refresh this. um, properties. No. Refresh. Come on. Oh, there you go. Boom. Fantastic. Alright, let's try it. Yeah, there we go. Add scene. Screen. No. Alright, we're good. Alright, so let's set this up. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. I was all on my own. I was trying to be alone until love came in. Alright, here, let's try this. Boom. Great. Yeah, so start designing some stuff. Can I create a new scene? Ooh, I have an idea. Screen. Remarkable. Let's work on this. Add scene. Remarkable screen. Add one existing. Add two existing. Split that. Great. Let's see how this looks. Interact. Yeah. Sorry. You know, for the fun of it, this is what I'm trying to figure out right now. Can I do this? I can't seem to easily. Yeah, there we go. Boom. 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 The rest of it. Boom. Can I do this? Boom. Boom. Here we can trim this off. Let's do that, and then set this in the front border. Do that. Grand. Try that. Okay, we're kind of choppy here, but oh well. How's that looking? Let's test this real quick. Yeah, I use Firefox. I'm so sorry. Cool. Alright, it's not the worst, not the best. Here, I got some more space over here. Boom. Boom. Yeah, grants. All right, cool. So I am looking to connect. That's fantastic. I'll set up high. So when we first start, I want to be able to showcase a project. Boom. Yeah, that's right. I want people to be able to start with a new project. Go through a 21 question formula. Categorize. Thank you. Okay, that's cool. Be able to go down to materials, use case, hardware type, constraints, pretty much everything here. Once they get through that process, they then have the entire canvas. And we can see HIIE going into the canvas, HIIE idea going to the canvas. How can we sell a non-invented product to potential clients without making anyone lose confidence or annoyance in the project, and or making anyone lose ratings on FB Marketplace, or even worse, get banned? I guess something like a ghost listing for validation. Ah, cool. All right, since I'm oh shit. Okay. I will be back in a minute.